Hey guys, it is Transforming Charlie from Transforming Yourself, Others, and the World. It is day 8 of the 31-day carnivore challenge inside of the Carnivore Month, which is January. Guys, I just wanted to kind of tell you a little bit. You probably saw on the thumbnail, um, our keto snacks helpful. And why is that on there during Carnivore Month? Understandable question. Let me get to it. I think in one of my previous videos, I have mentioned that I had done keto in the past and even had a fair bit of result, a fair bit of results. Hey, you like the Christmas tree? It's got to come down today. The trash people are coming tomorrow, so I got to get it in one more time. So, um, anyway, kind of more of a typical German Christmas tree than the American kind. Just not a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, probably. Hey, so anyways, I've done carnival, not carnival. I've done keto in the past, and had some relative success on it. Lost a number of kilos every time, um, and so what I want to talk about is what I find attractive about carnivore, which I think is going to help me prevent the mistakes that I made with keto. Um, and outside of the fact that I don't really like greens and vegetables and stuff like that, um, and I know that carbohydrates and sugars are absolute no-goes for me, then but there's lots of stuff within keto that the keto community uses to make them feel like they're not abstaining from so much, that they're not giving up so much. They have like one of my favorites was um, what my wife called keto crackers, which were basically a grated Parmesan cheese, super fine, grated Parmesan cheese with water, pressed real tight together, and then baked like on one solid surface of like you're rolling out dough, but you're rolling up wet Parmesan cheese, and then you bake it. So it's a nice crispy brown, and then you take it out. I get hungry when I just think about it, and you let it cool, and then you break it. So you let that cool, put it in a Ziploc bag or in a cookie tin or something. And so, and what we did to make it taste even a little bit better is on top of the cheese we put like some Lowry seasoned salt. So even more a little bit like chips, right? The Lowry seasoned salt doesn't have any sugar, doesn't have any carbohydrates or anything in it, doesn't even have any like flour like carrier in it to keep it from caking. And so it's pretty good in terms of seasoning. Um, and so, but then you'd have this thing, and I'm telling you, an amazing thing, a truly amazing thing. The only problem is it's so yummy. It may be keto, but a whole, you know, baking uh baking pan is also a serving, one serving size. That was my problem. Yeah. Once I started with the salt and this yummy cheese taste, it was a one serving size. Is that helpful? Not so much. Um, you know, some of the things that look like they're cakes. My wife made this incredible keto cake made of nuts and almond flour and like wow. And it was amazing. And I ate too much of it. And that over multiple days because it was just good. Um, and things like that. Some cheeses and some, on your salad, I'd make these things and then put cheese on it because cheese is theoretically allowed, and I just love cheese. And then I found out there is actually a protein within cheese that is just as addictive as heroin. So I understand my love for cheese now. Um, and so there were all these things that once I started on them, I was already going down the slippery slope. I was already getting to the point where I wasn't going to have much control. I was already, unbeknownst to myself, I was on the way to falling off the wagon, so to say, right? And so, um, what I've come. I don't want to accuse anybody of anything. Okay, so please, if you're out there in keto world and this works for you, then go for it. Keep going. What happened to me was, you know what it was? It was a way of me feeling like I wasn't missing anything. I was, in a way, still playing with my addiction. It was still sweet because I used artificial sweeteners. It was still salty like chips. It was still sweet like a cake. Yeah. Basically, what I was trying to do was um, trying to make myself feel like I wasn't giving up anything. And if you can do that, then more power to you. I am not that guy. I'm kind of seeming rather black and white. I mean, either I can do it or I can't, and it's not always easy. So because what would happen is I'd start down this road, and next thing you know, then I plan in a cheat day like many of us do, um, because of a birthday or a some sort of event, wedding, something that seems important, where it seems like you're not going to be able to do it. Um, and you know what? I said, I think in my last video, I said, the one cheat day turns into two, turns into four, turns into a week, turns into a month. And then all the weight you lost with that run of keto you managed to done comes flying back and probably more. So, um, and what I've found out for myself actually is because you know what? All those times that I was eating all this stuff that I thought was like the stuff that I thought I was missing, ice cream and cake and chips, and I thought I was missing them. In reality, I tasted the first two, three, four bites. After that, I didn't taste anything anymore. After that, I was just stuffing my pie hole. I was just shoveling it in because it was an emotional need. It wasn't really good for me. I was trying to eat, with this fake food. I was emotionally filling a hole that doesn't. Yeah, I actually don't want to be there. I was not. I was not fixing my relationship to food through these keto snacks. I was managing to have this like really um, dependent, addicted relationship with food, although I was doing keto. And and sometimes in the middle of all that, I was I was still in ketosis. Yeah, I was kind of crazy. Here I am almost binging, and I'm still in ketosis. I don't know how it works, but it was everything but healthy. And so, and I've always kind of thought of this thing. I've always noticed this that, that I really taste the first few bites, and afterwards nothing or very little. seldomly after that. And I've just kind of come to figure for myself that food actually is utilitarian. Even in comforting myself with it, it's really nothing more than utilitarian. It's just there to fill a need. I think I'm an enjoyer, right? I think I want to just enjoy every bite of it, but it's just not true. Food is there to fuel me, and that's all I want out of it. And that's exactly what I feel is so attractive about the carnivore lifestyle. Is that um, I'm fixing meat that I love anyway, really love, would prefer meat above anything else. I've always hated vegetables. I've always hated um well, I didn't hate carbs. I really love carbs too much, but um I've always been dysfunctional with them. It was always an addiction. It was always it was always comfort food. Ice cream, you know, um I grew up in a real dysfunctional family, and to be honest, the only time that our family managed to get together and really um be nice to one another was when we went to the ice cream store. In the summer, it was almost every night. We got in the car, we went to the ice cream shop, we got a scoop of ice cream, and that was the hour and a half we managed to keep ourselves together and be loving with one another. And so, what does that mean today? There's nothing more awesome for me than when we as a family sit down and eat ice cream. Is that about ice cream? Are we enjoying ice cream? Not in any way, shape, or form. I'm trying to recreate a memory. Um, I'm trying to get that same feeling I had as a family that yeah, in my family. And instead of it being centered around we love one another and we talk and we share and hug and whatever, pray together or whatever we do, um, I'm trying to do it with the food. I don't know. We had here in Germany, they do a thing on Christmas during Christmas time, and again on New Year's Eve. They like to sit at the table for hours at a time and kind of eat together. Now they do it in imagine like a fondue meal. They call it raclette, and they have this little mini electric grill that gets on the top of the gets put in the middle of the table, and there's this grill on the top, a flat surface with some nonstick surface on it, and then underneath the heating element, you have these little triangular kind of pans. They're maybe, I don't know, half an inch deep, and you put it under, and the food basically gets you know baked from above. And they have everything. They've got corn, they've got all the veggies, the peppers, and they've got salami, and they've got all the cheeses. They have this one cheese that's disgusting, to be honest. They even call it raclette cheese. You might as well just take your shoe off and eat it. I don't understand it, but they love it. So it's not my tradition. So, but you have this one little pan and this one little spot in front of you on this grill, and they sit there for hours together before they get satisfied. Um, I just think, guys, why don't we just talk? We don't have to sit around this. You're punishing me with this thing. It takes forever to eat, but but it's all good. So, uh, but it's about the experience there, right? It's all good. All I'm saying is that I've just realized that food is for me is just utilitarian, and that's a cool thing about carnivore, right? You just make your meal for the day. You just make your steak, your meat, for the day. You eat. I mean, I don't wolf it down. I enjoy it, Um, but it's not a cathartic thing for me. It's not a it's bringing up all these emotions from the past. I don't have these associations to food. It is me eating my meat because I know it's good for me, because I'm eating the fat. I know it's good for me. I know that I'm fueling my body. It's awesome that it tastes good. I'm paying attention to the taste because as long as it tastes good, that's what I'm eating. I'm letting I'm letting the point where it's not yummy anymore say that's the end of eating for me. So I taste as a, I'm at satiety when I say it just I'm just shoving it down. I'm not doing it because I'm hungry or anything. So it this is the attitude of, hey, this food is fuel. It's not an experience. It is not um it is not us getting together. The food, we can get together and have the same thing without the food. We can sit together and chat, talk, love, share without having to have this like all these connections and all these associations with it. And for me, it's just a ton more, that's just a ton healthier for me. Um, all these associations were just really difficult. And these keto snacks were feeding into this need, this unhealthy need that this food experience was somehow or another going to complete me or make me feel better. So that's why I've just decided, hey, that's another reason that I'm enjoying the carnivore lifestyle, is because this whole emotional mess a- attached to food is just gone. It is literally um, my son and I are doing it together, so that's fun. I love cooking for him. My son's an athlete. I know if he really sticks to carnivore, he plays in the second league baseball here in Germany, and that's like like the minor leagues in the U.S., or it's like a good middle college team. Um, but I know this year, if he sticks with carnivore, he's going to be so much more concentrated. He's going to be stronger. He's going to be faster. He's going to be a much better player if he can stick with it. So I'm having that enjoyment with him going through this together. This is kind of a bonding thing for my son and myself. But it's not the food drawing us together. It's the mission that we're on together that's doing it. Um, so the food isn't cathartic. It's the experience that is cathartic, and that is the amazing thing for me. So, and that seems like a ton healthier than I've done it before. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. That's why I ate these keto snacks and keto. It just didn't work for me. For me, it was really unhealthy, and I tripped on it. If you can do it, you're a better person than myself. Um, but I think it's all just because I was just trying to simulate my dysfunctional world and not have to give it up, which is typically addict behavior. And so I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be the alcoholic sitting in the bar not drinking. No, and fighting the addiction, right? I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it. I've decided I'm staying out of the bar. I'm just staying out of the bar, and I'm gonna sit with my friends and drink water and have a great time. So, hey, that's my thing. That's my take on it. That's another reason why I'm super enjoying the Carnivore Month and day 8. It's only the beginning. I'm still feeling awesome. And yeah, so I just want to share a little bit about my experience here and what I'm thinking about it. So thanks so much for your time, and we'll see you in the next episode.